The arena lights burned bright as the crowd buzzed with anticipation, the air thick with tension and curiosity. It was one of those nights in boxing where fans weren't just expecting a fight, they were waiting for a moment, a statement, a reminder of greatness. In one corner stood the legendary heavyweight knockout artist Mike Tyson, the former undisputed heavyweight champion whose ferocity once terrified an entire generation of fighters. Across the ring stood the confident and determined South African contender Frans Botha, a man nicknamed the White Buffalo, known for his toughness and his willingness to challenge anyone. What unfolded that night wasn't just a boxing match. It was chaos, drama, frustration, and ultimately one explosive reminder of why Tyson's power remained one of the most feared weapons in the sport. As the fighters were introduced, the roar of the crowd surged through the arena. Botha looked focused, calm, almost relaxed. Tyson, meanwhile, carried that familiar intensity, a quiet storm brewing behind his eyes. The referee, the legendary Richard Steele, stepped between them, delivering the final instructions. Conduct yourselves as champions, obey my commands at all times. The two fighters touched gloves briefly. No smiles, no wasted gestures. The bell rang and the drama began. From the opening seconds, it was clear that this fight would not follow the simple script many fans expected. Tyson had built a reputation on destroying opponents early, overwhelming them with speed, head movement, and terrifying knockout power. But Botha had done his homework. Instead of freezing under Tyson's pressure, he moved, jabbed, and circled. His footwork kept him out of danger, and his jab flicked repeatedly toward Tyson's face. Tyson stalked forward patiently, searching for openings. He slipped punches, ducked under jabs, and waited for the moment to unleash his trademark combinations. But Botha wasn't standing still. In fact, he was moving more than many had seen him move in years. Every time Tyson tried to close the distance, Botha tied him up or slipped away. Then something unexpected happened. Blood appeared on Tyson's head. It wasn't a major wound, but it was enough to catch the attention of the commentators and the crowd. For the first time that night, the momentum felt uncertain. Botha seemed unafraid, even comfortable. He continued to jab and move, forcing Tyson to chase him around the ring. For a brief moment, it felt like a flashback to frustrating fights Tyson had experienced before, opponents refusing to stand and trade, instead dancing around and smothering his offense. But Tyson remained composed, still hunting for that one opening. Then the tension exploded. Near the end of the first round, the fight suddenly descended into chaos. Tyson and Botha became tangled during a clinch, and tempers flared instantly. Arms twisted, bodies shoved, and suddenly the ring was filled with shouting voices. Cornermen rushed toward the ropes. Security moved in quickly as the situation threatened to spiral out of control. The referee and officials struggled to restore order while both fighters shouted their complaints. Tyson was furious, convinced Botha had twisted his arm in the clinch. Botha argued right back, claiming Tyson was overreacting. The crowd watched in stunned excitement as the first round ended not with clean punches, but with raw, unfiltered tension. When the second round began, the atmosphere had completely changed. Tyson came out visibly angry, shouting toward the referee while pressing forward aggressively. Botha, however, continued with the same strategy, grabbing, holding, and frustrating the former champion. Every time Tyson tried to unleash power shots, Botha wrapped him up or leaned his weight forward, smothering the attack. The referee warned Botha repeatedly about excessive holding. At one point, a point was deducted, adding another layer of controversy to an already ugly fight. The crowd began to grow restless. This wasn't the explosive Tyson they remembered. Instead, they were witnessing a gritty, frustrating struggle filled with clinches, complaints, and tension. Still, beneath the frustration, there was something dangerous simmering inside Tyson. You could see flashes of it, the sudden explosive hook, the quick burst of aggression when he managed to break free from a clinch. His eyes burned with determination, as if he knew that one clean shot could erase everything that happened so far. Botha, meanwhile, grew increasingly confident. He started landing right hands and jabs, sometimes beating Tyson to the punch. At moments, he even seemed to taunt Tyson, speaking to him during exchanges and walking confidently around the ring. The crowd reacted loudly every time Botha landed a solid punch. Round after round, the pattern continued. Botha moved and grabbed, while Tyson searched relentlessly for the knockout punch. The commentators debated what they were seeing. Was Tyson fading? Had time finally caught up with the once unstoppable champion? Or was he simply waiting for the perfect moment to strike? By the fifth round, Botha appeared to be ahead on the scorecards. His strategy had largely worked. Tyson was throwing single punches instead of the devastating combinations that once defined his style. His speed looked slower, and his frustration was obvious. From a tactical standpoint, Botha seemed to be winning the chess match. But boxing has always been a sport where one punch can change everything. As the fifth round continued, Botha kept talking to Tyson, even exchanging words between punches. The confidence of the South African fighter seemed to grow with each passing second. He had survived Tyson's early power and was now standing toe-to-toe, trading shots and pushing the pace. Then it happened. In an instant, the kind of moment that defines boxing history, Tyson found the opening he had been waiting for all night. Botha stepped forward, hands slightly out of position. Tyson slipped inside, his body coiled like a spring. In a split second, he unleashed a thunderous right hand that crashed directly into Botha's jaw. The impact was immediate and devastating. Botha's legs betrayed him as his body collapsed toward the canvas. The crowd erupted in shock and excitement as the South African contender struggled to regain his balance. He stumbled, trying desperately to stay upright, but the damage was done. The referee began the count. 8-9. Botha attempted to rise, but his legs wobbled uncontrollably. The referee waved it off. The fight was over. Just like that, with one single punch, Tyson had erased everything that came before it. The arena exploded with noise as Tyson stood victorious once again. It was a reminder of the brutal simplicity that makes boxing so dramatic. You can lose every round, struggle with strategy, face frustration and controversy, but if you possess true knockout power, the fight is never truly out of reach. The official announcement came moments later. At 2 minutes and 59 seconds of the fifth round, the referee had reached the count of 10. The winner by knockout, Mike Tyson. For Tyson, the victory was more than just another win. It was proof that his power remained lethal, even in a fight where things had gone wrong for long stretches. For Botha, it was a painful reminder of boxing's unforgiving nature. He had fought smart, frustrated one of the sport's most dangerous punchers, and controlled much of the action, only to be stopped in a single devastating moment. That's the cruel beauty of heavyweight boxing. One punch can change the entire story, and that night, once again, Tyson reminded the world why his name still carried fear, respect, and undeniable power inside the squared circle. So, what do you think about this unforgettable fight? Was Frans Botha winning the fight before the knockout, or was Mike Tyson simply waiting for the perfect moment all along? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown of one of boxing's most dramatic moments, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next legendary fight story. Boxing love.